Good morning. It's another beautiful day in the woods. I want to show you something, and I have a story. Just a second first. Let's just take a moment. So in some ways, this is a very typical homestead thing, but this last couple years really made it clear. And then I remembered a story from Africa and something I learned from the Maasai. And I will tell you that story in a second. Who's this, Kizzer?
This is Penny.
Penny. She is a Dexter Jersey cross, and she's also full at the moment. And we're here to do something about it. And look, here's her little bull calf. And he's a handsome young guy. For years, we've had dairy goats. And this past year, we sold the goat herd. We went on a little adventure down south. And we decided when we got back, we wanted to try something a little bit different. We wanted to try a dairy cow. Oop. She actually looks pretty clean, eh? No big clumps of dirt or nothing.
It doesn't look dirty, but...
Nope. Yeah, you're a pretty nice cow. Yep. Wow. It is just gorgeous out here. All that fresh grass. You are gonna have yummy milk. Those are great milk handles, hey? A lot bigger than the goat teats. That's awesome. This past couple years, as you know, there was some supply disruptions. Here's what I learned was it doesn't need to be an apocalypse to be like a major pain and a hassle and have huge costs and consequences. And we are not preppers. But what we discovered was that in this last couple of years, we were well prepared. Just by the nature of living out here and doing the things you kind of have to do to live out here. So for example, we have a big deep freeze. When you butcher a couple pigs and then hunt a moose, you suddenly have 600 pounds of pure meat. And when you grow big gardens, you end up with hundreds, thousands of pounds of potatoes and carrots and cabbages, a year's worth of vegetables in the root cellar. And then when you add a milk animal, a dairy animal, once we built all these fences, we gotta do some fence repair. But really, the feed is free at this point. Now up here, of course, lots of the winter we need to feed hay. And the thing is about hay, look, there's some over there. That hay's been there for 6-7 months. And it's actually, the way it works on these round bales is the very outside of the hay, gets weathered and maybe a bit wrecked. But 98% of that bale inside, as soon as you peel it off, it's like beautiful green, dry hay. And it can just sit there actually for years. And it's great. So again, when you have a an issue come up, you don't have to panic. And when you don't have to panic, when you're like, it's cool, we got lots of food, then you can kind of weather a storm and make good decisions. You don't need to make rash decisions. You don't need to, you know, quickly sell something to get cash. No, it's like you got all the food you need. And this is where the Maasai come in. Show them what the Maasai do.
Oh, okay.
Years ago, we went to Africa. And we've got a friend there, Adam Ole Salate. Adam, it's been a long time, brother. And I went and stayed with Adam in his Maasai village. And it was eye-opening. Because they had very, very, very little stuff. Their houses were tiny. They hardly bought anything. And when they were hungry, this is what they did. And this cup, hey, Lewis, this is your cup from Hidalgo. Okay.
That's good.
Let me show you what we do.
You're on the
Yeah.
Hang on.
So the Maasai are, what do you call it when they're nomadic herdsmen, traditionally. And they've got goats and cattle, and they don't usually have a lot of crops. And when they're hungry and thirsty, they just milk their animal. They just walk up to it and milk it into a little cup. Wow. That is super good. That's warm right out of the cow. That's raw, warm milk. I don't normally drink warm milk, but it's actually delicious. It's frothy. There's only a few bits in it. Okay, so here's the thing. The thing is, you can survive a really long time on milk. It's almost a whole food. I'm no dietitian, but like the Maasai do it. They drink a ton of milk, and then they butcher one of their animals once in a while, so they have meat. Milk and meat, they survive on that. And not like forever. I'm not saying it's a good diet. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm saying you can survive very well for a long time on just milk. Right? Add some meat in, you can probably do it forever. I'm not a prepper, but I used to kind of think that it was like, you know, you gotta store up everything to survive 100%, like survive the entire apocalypse. But again, this last couple years showed me that what's way more likely than like suddenly some massive problematic event is just like serious disruption, serious, you know, unavailabilities, and to survive those, you don't need to survive forever, just for a while, just so that you don't have to panic, just so that you can, you know, make good decisions. And what we found was when things were getting weird, we're like, well, we'll just hang out here. We got lots of food and we don't have to sweat it. We can just keep on enjoying life. And, you know, we would normally buy certain things, but we didn't have to, certain food items. And so a dairy cow, besides all the benefits of like fresh, raw milk, besides the fact you can make cream and yogurt and cheese, it's also a survival food. And like, people have been doing this forever. Is that hard, Kaz?
No.
No, you're just a pro, hey? A little bit, hey? Just a little bit of a pro. Just gonna film your butt for a second, Kez.
Oh. Okay.
Because look what Dave made. That is a milking stool. It's got one leg. And I promise to never film your butt again. It's a really cool design, hey?
Yeah.
You're supposed to put a belt in those little loops, and then it just can hang off your butt as you walk around and then just sit down with no hands. But I think we need, we're a little bit muddy. Instead of this pointy bottom, we need a flat bottom. Huh. Little bull calf's not that hungry for milk, is he? Look at that, our last little pile of snow. And there's the root cellar. Still going strong. I'm thinking about making a video of just the whole homestead, kind of like all the major pieces. You know, the power system and the house and the root cellar and the gardens and the animals and the, you know, the whole way it works. Let me know if you guys think that would be cool. And then maybe we'll do that.